Good morning, Muscatine. My name is Autumn Schultz. I am your host today, and as always, I want to start off by thanking our sponsors: Hy-Vee, Unity Point Health, Trinity Muscatine, Muscatine Power and Water, Becky Insurance, Toyota of Muscatine, Rivo Plumbing and Heating, Impact Fitness and Nutrition, Suntan City, Lutheran Living Senior Campus, Impact Life Blood Center, Harper's Cycling and Fitness, Muscatine County Fair, and Bayer of Muscatine. Some things that are happening this week, be sure to stop by one of Nancy's Winberg's world famous moving sales today, Wednesday and Thursday at 2613 Country Ridge here in Muscatine. There's a large collection of household items, including lady and men's clothing, lazy boy leather sofas and recliners, a modern hutch, vintage dressers, TVs, desks, and more. So it is today from 12 to 5, Wednesday 10 to 4, Thursday 10 to 4. I will be sure to talk about these tomorrow and Thursday as a reminder for you. So the moving famous sale is today. The Lofgren Blood Drive has started at Impact Life Blood Center, so be sure to use their code 4105 when you are donating in honor of Loudon Lofgren. And also this weekend is the Love Like Loudon Kids Fun Run. So that's July 23rd at 10 a.m. Kids will run at Weed Park. After the races, they'll have water ball games, ring toss, they'll get their face painted, they get to play on the playgrounds and enjoy a beautiful sweet treat of a popsicle. So Impact Life will also be there, so if you'd like to know your blood type or sign up to be a part of the blood drive, be sure to check that out. So that starts at 10 a.m. July 23rd for Love Like Loudon. So this event also, there's no fee. They are accepting donations for in honor of Impact Life Blood Center. And then on Sunday, July 24th, join the Muscatine Church of Christ for their Make a Splash with Jesus at Weed Park. This is for ages K through 6th grade, and this is going to be from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. at Weed Park. There's going to be learning stations, crafts and prizes, cookout, and a pool party. So you can also register on their website, muscatinechurchofchrist.org. So that is Sunday, July 24th from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. This Thursday, there's two amazing things happening this Thursday. So the first one is Third Thursday, Start at Muscatine, and that is from 5 to 6:30 at Proof Social. If you really want to learn more about social media and how to grow your business, this is where you want to be from 5 to 6:30. You can network with other small local businesses, owners, and supporters, and also take part in their fantastic social media workshop. So that is 5 to 6:30 on Thursday at Proof Social. And if you love 80s hair bands, you're going to love who's performing at Almost Friday Fest. It is Aftershock. They are back. So Almost Friday Fest is Thursday, July 21st. Music starts at 5 o'clock. They're going to have beverages, food vendors on site. So be sure to grab your friends, your family, grab a lawn chair, and enjoy music. If you love 80s hair bands, this is where you want to be this Thursday evening. I want to take a couple seconds and also say good morning to two amazing ladies that we have here today. And it is Judy from MCSA and Beth, who is the owner of Happy Tales Pet Resort and also For Pet's Sake. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning. Good morning.
So we have to do a couple shout outs. There was some amazing fundraising that happened this weekend for
Incredible.
MCSA.
Yeah.
Would you like to announce who they were?
Well, Tony Tone
Yep.
and his family did a lemonade stand, and they raised a bunch of money, exceeded last year.
Yep.
And he actually just came out this morning and gave me all the funds. So thank you to everyone that helped support that. And then there was Scooters.
Yep, so Scooters Coffee.
Yep, they did a fundraiser for the food pantry, I believe. And then
It is Miss Iowa's outstanding teen, Emily Lurch. So she was out there with Scooters Coffee.
Yeah.
And speaking of Tony, you can hear his celebrity laugh. There he is. He's still here, Mr. Celebrity of Hy-Vee. We just gave you a shout out there, sir. So his awesome fundraising with his family, they've done this a couple times now, and they also do it in the during the Halloween season too. They actually asked us to all wear Halloween costumes, and so we of course went out there for last year's as well. So two amazing fundraisers for MCSA: Scooters Coffee, Miss Iowa's outstanding teen Emily Lurch, and Tony Tone and his family. And then fireworks season wrapped up.
It was hot and it was long, but the community always supports us, and they came and bought their fireworks. I mean, we couldn't be more pleased. Yeah, it was a good turnout.
Mary was a rock star, and
Yes, she is.
so also they got more this year than they did last year, and they exceeded the total sales.
Yeah.
And so I talked to Nick Horn this morning, and she said it was the highest selling year, totaling $160,000 in sales.
Yeah.
Mary and her team, who was out there day and night, every single day, and her incredible volunteers were absolute rock stars.
Yeah.
And then Mary, speaking of which, has started a business called Bougie Dilla with her son Wyatt. They are selling quesadillas at the farmers market on Saturdays, and you can follow them on Facebook because who doesn't love quesadillas? And the name is just, it fits Mary.
It does.
So perfectly.
I've seen pictures of them, of the different ones that they make, and they look incredible.
Well, now I need to add that to my Saturday to-do list is to go get some quesadillas at 9 in the morning because who doesn't love...
They do a breakfast one.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Now.
so that would be yummy.
Okay, now I need to look up their menu. Maybe just do a little, she needs to do like a little sample quesadilla one, get a little bit of everything. Beth, I want to start with you first. So I want you to talk about a little bit about Happy Tails and of course why you started For Pet's Sake.
Okay, Happy Tails is my business, and it's owned by myself and Peggy Gordon, co-owners. We started it in March of 2018. In February of 2017, I was having a discussion with Ardith Slight, who was the chief deputy at that point, about we got talking about animals and stuff like that, and I was amazed to find out that a lot of victims of domestic violence, abuse, will not leave their pet at home. They can't take them to the shelters, and so they end up staying with their abuser, which can end bad. It's used as leverage. If you leave me, I'm going to kill your pet, and all that stuff. And so I walked out of there, and I just thought, well, why doesn't somebody do something? And then I got what I call my little God tap on my shoulder and said, that's what you need to do. So I started, and I take in animals from the domestic violence shelter. I take them in from Muscatine Center for Social Action also. So people are living in their cars with their kids because they can't take their dogs in with them. For some people, that's all they have. That's their little friend.
Their family.
Yeah, that's their unconditional love family every day. And so it just kind of blossomed from there. I have had some come from Scott County because there's just not a lot of. There's one in Des Moines. When we started, there was one in Des Moines, and that was it. And then I started mine, and that I've taken in probably around 70 companion animals, and I've had to rehome like 15 out of that 70. So that's 70 animals that was kept out of our local humane society. That's the only other option they have is to surrender their animal. And that, so those animals went back to their owners with a 3-month supply of food, litter, kennels, whatever they need to get a good start, that they don't have to worry about anything for that dog for a few months.
Wow. And so going into kind of your mission statement, there's 3 different strong categories that you really bring into this. One of them is the pet food pantry.
Yep.
You want to talk to us about that?
Sure. In September of 2018, I started a pet food pantry, and we started by getting donations from just the community, and we'd sit down and we'd split giant bags of food into manageable packaging because I have a lot of elderly people that come.
Yep.
And it's hard for them to carry a big bag of food or litter and stuff. So, and then I reached out to the Kent Pet Group, and they're amazing. They supply me with litter whenever I need it. Even food every once in a while. Excuse me. Purina in Davenport, I can call up and I can go up and pick up 2 pallets of dog food and cat food.
Wow.
You know, and so that kind of sustains itself. I also we also have leashes and collars, and a lot of people who maybe had a dog that has passed away or their dog has outgrown their collars or whatever, they'll drop them off, and because I take gently used, items like that, and so I try to have, everything that they might need in that, and it's every third Thursday from 8 to 10, right before the people food pantry. So yeah.
And where is this located?
This is at the corner of Sycamore and 4th in the church parking lot. First Presbyterian Church was amazing when I first started. They would let us come into their building in the summer and the winter and that. So then I got, I have a shuttle bus now.
Yep.
And it has a wheelchair lift, so I can just roll stuff up on it and put it in the bus, and I just pull up there and we just hand it out through there. So
I remember the first time when I was dropping off Leia and I saw that, I was like, is this new? Like, are you transporting pets?
That's what I thought too when she pulled in. I'm like, oh, they're just going to come to your house and pick them up
I
now.
thought so too, and I was like, Beth, is there something new happening?
Nope, that's just loaded with pet food. I got a 20-foot shipping container back behind the business that is full of beds and food and treats and everything. So
It makes transportation a lot easier for you.
Yeah, because we were having to load up like 2 or 3 cars in a pickup to get to where we needed to go, but this is all self-contained and
Good. I love that. Yeah, I was really excited when I first saw that shuttle bus. I was like, what's going on here?
And with the pet's sake, I mean, I've been at the domestic violence shelter for 25 years, and when somebody calls on our crisis line and they'll say, I need shelter, and you okay them to come in and everything, they'll say, well, what do I do with my dog and my cat? So the fact that Beth brought this to our community is a huge asset for our clients. They just bring their pet to shelter. We call Beth. She comes and does the paperwork with them. Also, if they are not up to date on their shots, spayed or neutered, she takes care of all of that through grant writing and stuff. So our clients don't have to worry about any of that as well. And then they get their dog or cat back or hamster, whatever, when they find a place that they can live. And it is saving not only the pets' lives, but our clients' lives that will leave rather than stay to have their pet harmed.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. So the next part of your mission statement is the spade and neuter assistance. So how do you help with that?
So we joined up with the Muscatine Humane Society, and there's a transport that comes down the second Monday of the month, and they can take 30 cats and 8 dogs. So I just get them on that transport, and they go up and they'll get spayed, neutered, they'll get updated on their shots. If for some reason, if they're already spayed or neutered and they need vaccinations, I'll, make an appointment with a vet here in town and just go and have it done, and I get grant money to pay for that and all that stuff. So
amazing.
But I just think it's important for animals to be spayed and neutered.
Yeah.
It's just an important thing. So.
And then the next part into that is keeping families together. So working, like what she was just talking about a little bit earlier ago, was the domestic violence in the homeless shelters.
Yep.
So how do you help when she calls you and says, hey, I have a dog and a cat? What is the next steps that you take then?
The next step is I grab a kennel and go and pick them up. And they come to my house, and I have 3 of my own, so I can have 3 foster dogs at a time, and we just take care of them. We just feed them, and they get to go out. We live out in the country, so we get to all go out and play, and stuff like that. And then
She takes pictures of them, or will arrange play dates and send to me, so
nice.
that, you know, if the kids are really missing their dog or whatever, she'll set up a time where she'll bring the dog for the afternoon, or they can meet somewhere, or she'll send me pictures weekly, just to show the women and the kids, like, you know, here's whoever, you know, and they're doing okay, and they really, really appreciate that.
They're not just locked up in a cage in a kennel the whole time.
No, they're
they are
loved
not.
and played with.
Yep.
Do you ever bring them to Happy Tails then?
Some of them do. The majority of the animals I get in are not up to date on their vaccinations.
Okay.
So once that dog, even though I get them vaccinated, my dogs are quarantined for, you know, 10 days, just to make sure there's no kennel cough or anything coming down the pike. And that, but yeah, there are some of them that I take because they get along with other dogs and they love playing, and I'll just take them, and you know, they can hang out and, you know.
Well, if you ever need a dog date, I mean, Leia will
Yes.
gladly.
Leia would gladly pay.
You've met Leia so many times.
Yes.
Just the lovable oaf that she is.
Yes, that is
And
true.
the most important thing is, how can people here in Muscatine community help you?
Like I said, I take gently used collars, leashes, beds, anything. Food, even though, you know, the food, somebody will have a bag of food that their dog won't eat or whatever. They can sure bring it over, and we'll hand it out. I have a PayPal and a Venmo account that they can do that, and just, you know, just whatever they feel they can, you know, provide if they want to.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put your PayPal link in the comment section, so when people are watching this, they have that information right there. So if
Okay.
they want to do a direct link and help you, and for the pets' sakes, because you started this is not your fur baby, but this is your baby to help fur babies.
Yep.
And I think this is amazing. Just going through your website and reading about your mission statement, and it's not just a sense of caring for them by just giving them cuddles and love, but physically helping these animals, from, I guess, hamsters to dogs.
Yeah. Anything with fur. I don't
Anything
take
with
reptiles.
fur, we're good.
But yeah, I mean, and I have a board of directors that are always willing to jump in and help me. Cheryl Eichelberger and Linda Shea and Karen Kroos. You know, they're always there to do whatever I need them to do to help. And it's just a blessing to have such support. I get support from my church family at High Prairie Church. They, you know, supported me. Actually, they're the ones that really helped me get started.
Love it.
In that too. So it's been, I get, like I said, I'm just appreciative for anything.
We have
that
such a great
we get.
community.
We do. We have an excellent community.
Amazing community.
Yep.
And you have something really fun coming up.
Oh yeah, on October 8th, we're having a trivia night down at the Fruitland Community Center. Doors open at 4, trivia starts at 5. Bring food, you can bring alcohol, and it'll be a good time.
Alcohol and trivia, that sounds like a...
And
Yeah.
snacks.
And snacks.
And
I mean,
snacks.
you need to have food.
Yeah, yes.
You need to stay hydrated with water if you're going to bring alcohol, and you need to have food with you.
You gotta have snacks. That's
And
right. That's
so
right.
with this trivia night, is it kind of a team, or just, you know, one person can just come in?
No, there's teams.
Okay.
Make up the teams. Eight people to eight people to a table.
Yep.
And it's $100 a table, and then there'll be some silent auction stuff. There'll be where you take the raffle tickets and put them in the bags. I know I got some stuff coming from my cousin Travis McConaughey, who does KTVF and stuff. So
Love.
we're excited to do that stuff. So.
And I know you said that the official announcement for it will come out later this week. if
Later
not
this week.
Early
Yep.
in
Yep.
into
The
next
girls
week.
at Exit Realty are putting us on.
Nice.
And that, so because they want to give back to the community, so I'm appreciative to them too.
Awesome. Well, we will be sure to mark our calendars for October 8th. And speaking of trivia, We have
Yes.
another trivia event happening. And Judy, tell us all about this trivia night.
So we just wanted to do something fun. We are grant funded, and we have not been able to have our big New Beginnings fundraiser for the last 3 years just due to COVID and so many people. So since things were kind of lightening up a little bit, we decided what a great way to get people together for a fun night and to help raise some funds for our shelter. So we are having a trivia night at Geneva Country Club on Saturday, August 27th. It's at 6 o'clock. Teams of 8, and our tables it's $40 a person or $320 for a table. We are going to provide food, and then of course you can get drinks there. We're going to do silent auction, 50-50 raffle. We are going to sell mulligans and stars, so that if people want to buy those, they can. If the mulligans are for a question that if you just absolutely don't know the answer, you can stick a mulligan on it. Or a star, if there's a question you know you've got right, you can stick the star on that one and you'll get double points. It's going to be the first time that we are all going to be able to get together and with a room full of people that support the domestic violence shelter and have a good time and help recoup some of the funds that we have not been able to have for the last 3 years.
I would say this didn't happen 2020 and didn't happen last year, correct?
Our New Beginnings?
Yeah.
This is our first time for trivia.
Okay, got it.
So our New Beginnings is usually in April, and we do have April 2023 set for April 15th to have New Beginnings this next year. But again, New Beginnings accounts for a third of our budget to keep our doors open. We are, all of our services are free and confidential, so we don't charge anybody to stay there.
Yep.
So we rely heavily on the community and grants and social service agencies and trivia night, and we're just looking for something light for people to come out and have a laugh and have some fun. We're going to have some great items to in the silent auction, and a little birdie has told me I believe we have some football tickets. I believe it's a set of 4 on the 50-yard line for Hawkeye, and I believe it's 2. So those will probably be going up for silent auction. So if somebody is looking for great seats for Hawkeye tickets.
Those are pretty good. Those are pretty amazing
and I believe
seats.
that includes the parking pass as well. So, and there will be a lot of other fun things. But, we're just really looking forward to seeing people again out, having fun and helping us raise money. And we're looking forward to it. So, they can contact Nick Horn at MCSA to reserve their table. And we're going to have 20 tables. I do know there are some reserved already.
Yep, I believe that she said there are 15 still available.
Okay.
And I have to give a shout out to Geneva Country Club for the hosting space, and United Way of Muscatine as well.
Yes.
Because I know that they are helping and taking part in this. So I got to know, what are kind of the types of trivia questions that could potentially be asked?
Well, there's 10 rounds.
Here, just tell me so I can be prepared.
I only know one round because I made the questions for that. And it has everything to do with our local domestic violence shelter and statistics on victims and survivors of domestic violence.
And where is the best place that people can start studying and understanding some of this background information?
I would say Google domestic violence statistics and go to our website so that you know a little bit about our shelter. And if there's nothing else that people remember out of everything we've talked about today, that's the crisis line. Our crisis line is answered 24 hours a day. It's 263-8080. If you work with somebody, have a family or friend or a neighbor that is going through something, or you suspect they're going through something, make sure that they have that number, because if they have the number, they can call and talk to somebody, a trained advocate, 24 hours a day, and find out a safety plan or what their options are, even if they're not ready to leave that situation yet.
Yep. And so when it comes to this, especially this trivia night and the fundraiser, where will the money proceeds kind of contribute to?
The money proceeds will basically help keep our doors open.
Yep.
The house that the shelter's in is owned by the Welfare Association, so we get to use that for the purpose of the domestic violence shelter, but we still, it's staffed 24 hours a day. We have security systems and cameras, there's communications, staffing, utilities, and we provide all daily basic needs for our client, everything from food to feminine products to household cleaning supplies, toilet paper, paper towels. They don't have to pay for anything when they come, because a lot of our victims, when they come with only the shirts on their back, or maybe them and their pet, and we reach out to Beth.
Yeah. So your door is a safe haven for anyone, and having the phone number is very important, a quick call, but even just knowing your locations so people can know exactly where to go. Talk to us about the 2 locations.
So they would need to call our crisis line first, or go to MCSA, which is at 312 Iowa Avenue, our homeless shelter.
Yep.
We keep the location of the domestic violence shelter confidential for the safety of the women and children that we serve.
Just more of where the homeless shelter was located.
Yep, at 312 Iowa.
Yep.
They can go in there and ask anybody that they want to. They'll help them call us, or they can call us from their home or their car or anywhere, and we can go over the services that we provide. Like I said, a lot of times people will call and say, my friend gave me this number, but I don't know if I'm really in a domestic violence situation. And we'll go over the power and control with them and kind of talk to them about what services we provide. And they'll say, well, he's never hit me, but he throws things at me, or he's pushed me, but he's never beat me up. And we have to let them know that there are several forms of domestic violence, from financial to sexual to isolation. And they'll be like, oh, he does that all the time. We do serve male victims, but we don't house male victims at our domestic violence shelter. We refer them to MCSA, but we will also help them with resources on no contact orders or things like that, just as we would anyone. But primarily domestic violence is a crime on women.
Yeah. And it's like you were saying, it doesn't need to be a physical touch to be something that is mentally abusing them.
Absolutely.
It could, like you said, it's the isolation part, it's the controlling part, it's the it's the verbal. You don't get a say in what you get to do.
Right.
Even in the controlling situation of, hey, we're gonna move and you don't have a choice.
Right.
You're coming with me.
What you can wear, where you can go, what you can buy.
Yep.
So, sometimes when they hear that, even though they're not ready to leave yet, I'll throw one statistic out there that may or may not be on the trivia. Average woman leaves 7 to 10 times before she leaves for good. So just remember that little bit of information. But yeah, it's hard. Everybody says, well, why don't you leave? Well, that's easier said than done. There's a whole lot of more things that play into that. So, we just help them process that and support them, whether they come or they don't. I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. You're good.
No, it's the truth, though.
Yeah, it is the truth.
And if somebody comes to our shelter for one night and we give them safe haven for that one night, and we know they're going to go back the next day, we support them in that, because I don't walk in their shoes. I don't live in their life. We just want them to know that if they choose to come again, that we're there for them, and we will not judge them. And if they want to come and go 6, 7 times before they feel empowered enough and have the strength enough to leave for good, that's what we're there for.
And this is going to be, this trivia night is really going to be in recognition of bringing that awareness.
The awareness and basically keeping our doors open. A lot of shelters across the United States has closed. And, we're very fortunate that Muscatine is very giving and supportive. And we were going to close in 2014 when there was some funding changes and we were under family resources, to no fault of theirs. And the community rallied together and raised enough money to keep us open for 2 years. And that was in 2014, and here we still are in 2022. But it's things like this that is going to help us continue to save lives and save pets, and keep people safe and empower them and let them move on and start a new life that's safe and violent-free.
Yeah, I love this. I think it needs to be something aware of, and I think this is going to be great. We have a really great MC for that night.
Tony's going to be there.
Yep.
He's excited. He is on the committee for New Beginnings fundraising, and when I called out to him and Tasha Wall, And Nick Horn, of course, is on it, and Karma Truitt from our shelter. We've been meeting just in a small group, kind of trying to get some sponsors to maybe help pay for the food, or to help pay for, these things or that thing, so that everything that we make that night will be a profit.
Yes.
And people are stepping up, and we're so excited. I mean, the lemonade stand was phenomenal.
It's amazing.
So
I remember I couldn't go this year. I was setting up for my son's party, and I Venmo'd. But I went last year, and we were setting up our patio, and of course last year's July was just brutal. And so I remember I brought a couple things of pink lemonade back, and Scott's like just drowning in sweat, and I was like, you need this. It's from Tony with love. So I love that, and I think his one that he does in the fall for October.
I think he does hot apple cider, apple cider and stuff.
It was delicious.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they make amazing sweet treats too, so that's always something to look forward to. So we have 2 amazing trivias. We have one August 27th, and registration date is required by August 24th. $40 per person, or the team or the table.
8 people to a table.
And how many if they do all 8 together?
It's 320.
320. Okay. And then includes light hors d'oeuvres, drinks. Of course, Geneva is hosting the space, so they are amazing. Beautiful event center for them, and this is just an amazing cause. And then October 8th, we have another one for Pet Sakes Trivia Night, because who doesn't love trivia? So you two now have to work together and make sure your trivia questions aren't the same.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
We'll have to mix them up just a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I did reserve one of the tables, and for my husband and some other friends and stuff, but I do not know any of the other questions, because Nick made all the questions except for the one round, and that one round I will get up and I will step away from the table, and the table will be on its own. So I'm not sharing those with anyone. So, but I'm really looking forward to it. It's just a fun night. People laugh, and
we had a good. It's always a good time.
It's just fun, and it's for a good cause.
I love this. I think it's so much fun. Can I keep this flyer?
Absolutely.
Great, thank you very much. Now I have all the information. Awesome. Well, I will make sure that this continue to get the word out on this. I think these are 2 amazing ones. Beth, I mean, I've got to know you just because of Leia, and I'm learning more. Seeing your travel shuttle, pet shuttle. We'll call it the pet shuttle.
You know what? I need to have a contest to try to name the pet food.
I think
pantry
that's a
bus.
great idea.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun. Yeah, that the shuttle needs a name.
Yep,
so
it does.
That will be
because people wave me down that they're waiting for the Muska bus.
Oh.
So I need to put something on the front of it.
You have dog pictures in the windows,
Well,
don't
yeah,
you?
but when I'm coming up the hill or somewhere like
It's
that,
not
they'll
yellow, though.
I know, but they'll wave me down.
All right, so we need to have a little fundraising contest to decorate the shuttle. So that will be the next. That's one more thing to add to your list.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Maybe I'll put something out on October 8th so people can start thinking.
There you go.
There we go.
And then we'll go through them and
I love it.
have some kind of a prize for the winner.
Okay. Another creative way to raise awareness and to involve the community. I love this. Ladies, is there anything else you'd like to share? We have a lot that we shared today.
Yeah.
Just thank you for taking the time to have us on, so we can get the word out about both trivias and what amazing work. Right now we have a client that's at our shelter that has a Chihuahua that has been being fostered for about 6 weeks, and I don't think that the client would have came if she couldn't have brought her dog. So, it gets utilized all the time, and it does help save lives.
Beth, you're awesome.
She is, isn't she?
You are.
She's a rock star.
I surround myself with awesome people. So a lot of people that, believed in what I was doing. And Charlotte Schaefer Community Foundation, when she was director of the MCSA, she was instrumental in helping me get this figured out, how to do it, how to make it work, and stuff like that. So,
and all the pets love you.
They do. They do.
From hamsters to dogs.
Hamsters to dogs and cats.
And cats.
So.
We cannot forget about the cats.
Nope.
Well, ladies, thank you again for coming on.
Thank you.
A lot of information. So I'm going to be posting both the links for MCSA and also for Pet Sakes in the comment section so people can get more information about both of yours, and apparently now studying up on some history so people can be prepared for one round of the trivia night.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Remember that the world famous moving sale starts today at 12 to 5, and then Wednesday 10 to 4 and Thursday 10 to 4. The Loudon Lofgren Impact Life Blood Drive starts yesterday, and it will be continuing. So be sure you use code 4105 and be able to take a look at some of the events that are happening Thursday with Almost Friday Fest and Startup Muscatine, and then the Love Like Loudon Kids Fun Run this weekend at Weed Park. Well, Muscatine, until tomorrow, and you'll see myself and also co-owner of Impact Fitness and Nutrition, Scott Schultz, aka my husband. He will be on here with me, and we're going to be talking about amazing some healthy habits to get ready for the school season. Until then, stay happy and stay healthy. Bye, Muscatine.
When you buy a vehicle for Toyo Muscatine, keeping your vehicle safely on the road is our highest priority.
We offer service hours for those unexpected repairs.
Our service department's mechanics are dedicated to providing you with the highest quality of care.
Feel free to ask any of our friendly staff if you have any questions.
Come on down to Toyota Muscatine today.